Fala aí, pessoal, tudo bem? Estamos aqui com Daniel Pessina, o homem de Mortal Kombat. Esse rapaz aqui fez nada menos que Johnny Cage, Sub-Zero, Scorpion, Noob Saibot, Reptile and Smoke. There you go.
You got it.
He's our guy. Daniel, thank you very much. It's so nice to interview you, man. You're like a legend for us. We Brazilians and the people from our site, we love Mortal Kombat. Yes.
Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah. So, first question is, how did you receive the invitation to do a game, a video game in the early 90s? What do you think? Because you were an actor and then you had to act into fighting video games and it was brutal. How that arrived to you and how do you react and how was the training, etc.?
Actually, for Mortal Kombat, the creator, John Tobias, and myself, my brother Carlos, Rich DeVizio, and almost everyone on the first game, we used to play Dungeons and Dragons together when we were kids. So we grew up together. So I just finished filming Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I did stunts for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, best movie.
Yes, and John called me up and said, hey, I need help to sell a game to Midway. Will you help me? So we got together and we filmed some moves and we presented it to Midway.
Oh, so that's happened.
Yes.
Yes. And how was to work into a game? Because you said you made some stunts, you were in the film part. And how did you go to a video game? And how was to receive like the Mortal Kombat? Because it's not like a Street Fighter that was a fighting game, great fighting game, but didn't have that blood and spines come out and people get ripped apart.
Yeah, actually, we didn't really have a plan. So John, Tobias, and I stood in a storage room. And we filmed martial art moves for 3 days, 8 hours a day, until we kind of tried to figure out what we were doing. And then we made the story up as we were filming. So there was no story there were characters, but they had no name. An example, John had ninjas. But I told him I don't want ninjas because it was the early 90s, it was 80s, and everybody had Japanese ninjas. So I told him, must be Lin Kuei. And he's like, Lin Kuei? I never heard of Lin Kuei. And so I showed him the book. And then he's like, oh, can I borrow the book? And I was like, I collect comic books. I was like, no, you got to buy your own book.
That's mine. That's mine.
Yes, that's mine. So we just made things up as we were filming.
And did you have to make any special training to be those guys, to be Johnny Cage, to be Sub-Zero, Scorpion, because they are different, they have a different set list, sorry. How did you work with your body and that time?
At the beginning, we did it on concrete, no mats. So I would flip, fall on my back, do all the stuff on the concrete. And then I told John, I don't think anybody else is going to do this game if we don't have any mats. So John, there was mats there, and John pulled them out, and we started working with mats. But it was very barbaric. When it came time to film the ninjas, we just eventually. John told me we need to film for maybe 5 or 6 ninjas. So I did enough different moves. He would put the camera on me, okay, go. And then I would do different stuff, and I did work for like 5 ninjas.
Yes, that's a lot of ninjas.
Yes.
Yes. And how do you think your career, what happened in your career after you work in Mortal Kombat? So, what happened after Mortal Kombat?
After Mortal Kombat, I'm a martial artist.
Yes.
I love martial arts. I've been studying since 1969. Yes. You got caged.
I got caged.
Yes. And he's smiling. Yeah, so
I'm learning some Muay Thai right now, but
okay.
I'm very far from you. I know that.
So I went to studying martial arts because that's what I love. I'm really not I'm an actor or I do things second, but always for me, my passion is martial arts.
So you worked in the early Mortal Kombat.
Yep.
Then Mortal Kombat, it happened, it came to 3D and etc. What's your opinion about Mortal Kombat and the highs and lows that we saw on the game?
I like the graphics. I would, and it's difficult because once you have a franchise, fans love the game and sometimes it doesn't allow for creation because if you change the game, then they don't like it. And I think that early on, for my opinion, I don't work for Warner Brothers or Midway, which started it. But I think they should have ended the series and started something. They tried to, but I don't think they had a complete vision of it. End that series and start a different spin-off where you can recreate stuff and have the game grow like that. Otherwise, a lot of times it's the same thing. Like a lot of the movements that I see in Mortal Kombat 9 and 10, we thought of that in the first game, but we didn't have the technology to do it. So when I see that, I start laughing. I was like, oh, I thought of that. Or, oh, I remember when we were thinking of doing that. So having a franchise is great, but sometimes it could stifle creations.
Okay, got it. And last question, do you play video games? Are you involved in any games today? How is your career?
As far as that right now, if it presents itself, I'll do it. Like I've done some independent movie projects. A fan might call me up and say, "Hey, will you help me with a movie?" And if I can do it, I will help them. I've been approached about a retro game, so we'll see where it goes.
Okay, and you play some video game today or not anymore?
Only a little bit. I do more of the board games. Dead of Winter, or because just time constraint. Like myself, my brother Carlos Raiden.
Yes, Raiden.
Yes, the guy who drew the first.
My brother Carlos Raiden.
Yes, the guy who drew the first Mortal Kombat comic book with John Tobias, Andy Kudelka. He's an artist. Sometimes Kung Lao, Anthony Marquez, we get together at my brother's house and we play board games like for the weekend. But they have to be short because we don't, just because of constraint of time, board game 2 hours you're done, except for the Cthulhu games. That takes a really long time. But so I enjoy playing that. But actually at home, I no longer own a console because it will eat my time and I will get really fat.
We know that. We all know that. Well, thank you very much, Daniel Pesina.
Yeah,
it was another awesome speaking with you, a great guy. And stay tuned.
Alô galera, muito obrigado por assistir a mais um vídeo do Última Ficha. Não deixem de curtir o vídeo, se inscrever no canal e acompanhar as nossas redes sociais que estão na descrição do vídeo. Acessem nosso site www.ultimaficha.com.br para todas as notícias mais quentes do mundo dos jogos. Até a próxima!